Thank you so much. This, like Bhavna said, this is the 5th year I've been associated with TechMunch, and every year I'm on the stage with a lot of technology, trying to demonstrate what's coming up in the space of technology. Love to see so many friends and familiar faces. And what we've been doing here on the stage is a lot of prototyping with clients and friends like Sumeli. And then in another 3 months or 6 months, we were seeing those marketeers unleashing those technology experiences, what we demonstrate on the stage. What we are doing today, which is different than what we've been doing for the past 5 years at TechMunch, is we've got a use case on a technology which we're going to demonstrate today. So there's already a use case, not a prototype, but a prototype that led to a use case. And here we are, like trying to present something which is really, really fascinating and really excites me. So earlier this year, I started my year with a lot of inspiration at CES. And CES, as always, was loaded with robotics this year. Noor is here, you must have followed that in a big way. There was like robotics all over. There was so much learning out there. The robots doing a bunch of tasks, right from your daily chores to marketing, brand marketing use cases, a lot of enterprise use cases, the Hyundai Atlas, and we saw the best of robotics in action at CES. A lot of inspiration out there. What I kept doing is I kept creating videos and kept spamming my clients, friends like Sumeli. So they were getting a flavor in terms of, acha Neeraj, abhi ye pod pe hai. And every time I take a video of a robo in action, I have my mind, which is now being trained for last decade, that how can you use a technology for brand marketing purposes. So every time I was just recording a video, and if I'm sending it to Sumeli, I will kind of blog and add a narration out there. See, look at this, we can use it for this purpose and stuff like that. I think she would remember. And we have these amazing experience centers back home in India, which is now completed almost 3 years, and we've hosted about 700 odd clients, including a lot of my friends in the room here. So experience centers have now grown in size. We've got 1,000 square feet space, and when you came was 300 square feet. So obviously it's being supported by our global leadership. Our global CTO, our Chief of Innovation, Elav, we get like tremendous support from all our global leaders, and not just support, but a lot of partnership support and learning which comes in from global clients and global markets out there. And that's how we channelize it, make it more Indianize those technology stack, and see to it that how we leverage the localized partnership, agility of startups, and all our big tech partnerships, how we mash and create more creative experiences out there. So 3 years, 700 clients, and with big clients and clients like Coca-Cola, we have a cascade running every 3 months where me and Sumeli and our teams, they jam, and we jam without a agenda or purpose per se, right? Like we keep saying there cannot be a brief for an innovation. It has to be just experience in the form of prototype. And how has been your experience in terms of our partnership and what we've been doing, and how are we landing a lot of good body of work out there?
I think, you said something really nice. It really helps to meet sometimes without agendas. It's almost like saying, okay, let's see what we can do. And I think Experience Center is actually built for that.
Yeah.
Like you walk in like a person, like Alice in Wonderland, you walk in and you see all the stuff and you're like, okay, what can I do with it? And then you bring your teams over there. You figure there are idea sparks that happens here and there. And we'll talk about that. How did we actually come to do what you'll see on the stage? But bigger point. It talks about screen to presence, right? Now, this is something that we've been truly, truly living for the last few years, that we are going through the transformation that we are seeing within my company. I'm sure you're seeing across other clients. It is becoming so important, and why is that so? And why are we like here talking about this new, I wouldn't say prototype, new feature and new use case. See, right now, I think all of you already know, content is infinite. There is just infinite amount of content that is being thrown at you. But attention is finite. So you only have that much of attention that you have and consumers have to retain and remember. Brands are often forgotten because they come into different features, different culture, different tournaments, etc., but they do not own it. That's an interesting feature that we have been talking about, and every time we look at content, we talk about how do we disrupt it. How do we do something that captures attention? And what we'll talk today over here is truly groundbreaking and attention capturing, and we'll talk more about how we can grow it as we go through it. So, passion points is an important thing in our life, like you know that, right? In Coca-Cola, we do believe very strongly that showing up rightly in different passion points, whether it's music, it's sports, it's cricket, it's very important. And how do you seamlessly make yourself a part of where culture is happening? Because people naturally congregate when, when it's a question of passion point, whether it's actual sports or whether it is content like Coke Studio, but people are there talking about their passion points, not necessarily your brand, but your brand seeps in and creeps in and holds it together.
So like Sumeli rightly said, my passion point is all that's new. Every time I see something which is new in the space of technology, I feel like I should go out there and do it
Right.
first to
Yeah.
begin with in my journey. And as AI happened, and I believe that it's so transformational that you can do so much meaningful work. And to that, Bhavna made a very interesting point in some of the cases which we've released, that how a transformational era like AI can be used to build more accessible solution. The work which we did with Amar Jain for visually impaired audience, right? Or the platform which we've created which takes AI to the bottom of the pyramid out there. And like she spoke about the passion and culture, and we see cricket as is something which is like a religion in India. People connect all throughout. So when at CES, when we were kind of seeing a lot of stuff and I was sending it to her, and we still have those fresh memories from back in Jan, that I was sending a clip and I was like, you guys are so heavily invested in cricket and we can do so much more with what we are seeing out here. So your take on that, because Coca-Cola
Yes.
is really doubling down on cricket, and there's a
Yes.
use case which we're constantly thinking
Yes.
that sports and technology, how can it
Yes.
come together? How can we get the worlds to collide?
So, as we were talking and as we were thinking, so Coca-Cola's investment in cricket and sports in general is massive. It's a very deep connection. So, if you look at ICC and cricket, Thumbs Up has a very deep investment with International Cricket Council, ICC. So, we do a lot of work when we use cricket as a stage and as a launch pad, as an experience driver, etc. We also have connections with KKR, with CSK and LSG. So I'm coming to LSG. While Thumbs Up talks about the discipline of cricket, Sprite talks about the fun moment of cricket, the fan moment of cricket, right? So when we got talking, we said, okay, if we have to think about this technology, this is more fan forward, this is more experience forward, this is more fun and vibe forward. And then we thought about a very interesting thing and interesting way that we can integrate it with Sprite. So I will not talk about it. I would rather want you to see a little snippet of what we did, and then we'll come back to it.
Let's
So
do that. Come on,
let's
guys.
have the AV.
India's first creative robotics use case deployed in brand marketing. Let's have the AV, guys.
आदाब।
क्या नाम है आपका?
मैं हूँ रोबोकूल।
क्या है भाई, आप बैट्समैन
बॉलर हूँ। बॉलिंग स्पीड 160 किलोमीटर प्रति घंटा।
ज्यादा
दिग्वेश ब्रो, बिग फैन। आप अपनी राइटिंग वाली एक्शन करके मुझे हवा में ऑटोग्राफ दे दो।
Can you show us some dance move?
Josh, how are you feeling today?
Ready to roll, brother.
Ask him if he's got a girlfriend.
शादी में लगेगा क्या? सारी को बैट्समैन और बॉलर।
Sledger.
What do you think of Aiden Markram's batting?
Aiden, your calm presence lifts the whole room and your cover driving is pure class.
So guys, put your hands together. If you do not put your hands together and raise an applause, our dear friend will not walk onto the stage. So why don't you call your dear friend?
All right, come. He listens to my voice. We'll make you stand here on the marker because we are so many of us on the stage. So yeah, that's a quick wave for all you guys. Now, you just saw the AV, right? It's the same humanoid. And the beauty about that use case which you saw, that he walks in and he can real-time switch languages. For example, if he sees the star Shami, he's going to have a conversation in Urdu, right? If he switches to an English player, say Makram, he switches to English. And a player who can speak Hindi, he switches to Hindi, right, in real time. And obviously, we've been adding a lot of layers to it. So if you load a lot of data, say G-Man's image inside the robo, it's going to greet you. Hello, G-Man, what's up? You sponsored a superb event out there. Stuff like that, right? So let me just ask him a few questions for
Yes,
our audience.
please, your friend.
So we just saw this AV, and I think you had a great time. So how was your experience at the LSG dinner, which Sumeli facilitated for you?
It was amazing. The LSG team welcomed me like I was just another member of the squad. Honestly, the only thing cooler than a chilled Sprite in that room was the team's vibe.
Wow, that's seamless, right? Let's just go for it, and maybe let's ask one more question. Now, how was it meeting Shami? Because he is the star player, and I thought he spent a lot of time with you. How was it meeting him? If you could tell our audience.
शमी भाई से मिलकर एकदम मज़ा आ गया यार। उनकी फास्ट बॉलिंग का तो मैं फ़ैन हूँ ही, पर रियल लाइफ में वो बहुत कूल है। मैंने उन्हें अपना सिग्नेचर बॉलिंग एक्शन भी करके दिखाया।
So you can see that there are some beautiful gestures we are training him on,
Yeah.
and then you can get it closer to brand comms. So look at experiential marketing campaigns which brands are already doing, which is your retail activations, your mall activations, blah, blah, and a bunch of sports technology experience where a lot of fans are engaging with smart screens and stuff like that. And you have got this capability to creatively think comms and overlay onto him so that he can have smart conversations out there. And the technology grows by the day. So every month you come and see him, you will have an upgrade out there, something new, which we've been discussing. Your thoughts?
No, it's excellent. Like, for example, when we first met and we were talking about cricket, I think a very interesting question that we had with ourselves, does he really know cricket? Like, he walks into a room with so many cricketers who are living this daily, and they are going to be seen by fans who are also living cricket daily. Does he really know cricket? So that's a question, and then yes, he learned cricket.
I think when we met, I said that we are exploring a use case on cricket, so better get prepared. And you know how AI is, right? It's like thousands of PhDs running on your pocket.
Yeah.
This guy is way smarter than what we think.
I think you have to say, how did you convince us to do this? You did something.
Before that, I remember our conversation when I was there and I was talking about a prototype that
Yes.
how we can load a
Yes.
lot of interesting KOLs, celebrities, cricket
Voices.
fans, their voice into the robo in real time and have a conversation going. Remember about that
Yes.
conversation? And that's the prototype which is live right now, less than 3 months we've been discussing. So should we try
Should we
a
try?
demo if that works?
Yeah.
Now we are switching to a personality which is RoboCool to my personality. So I coded him in my voice and I coded him to talk technology, obviously, and collaboration, which is super duper critical. You on your own is nothing. You, with so many other talented people in the organization and external partners, you are amazing. So I coded him to breathe collaboration, coded him to think, you know, new stuff, new experiences out there. And more as he meets a lot of our brand marketers, the aces of brand marketing world, top CMOs who come and visit him, he constantly learns from them because they have all these brand related questions and he gets trained कि आज Reckitt का CMO आ रहा है, get trained on Reckitt and then he has a conversation with them when they walk in, right? Or a big media editor is coming and I said she's coming in, she's got like all sci-fi knowledge, get geared, she's going to ask you difficult questions and then the conversation goes on from there, right? So right now as a prototype, he can not just speak my voice, but he can speak my voice in multiple languages, which was one of our core KPIs when we were looking at coding. How do you Indianize it? How do you get more language models and dialects into it, right? And 100 plus languages it can speak right now. But let me ask you to speak maybe in my voice and maybe show some multilingual capabilities to our audience. What say? Absolutely. One of my key capabilities is to connect with audiences across languages. Let me greet all of you in a few languages in Neeraj's voice. Namaste, मैं नीरज हूँ. वर्तमान में मैं हिंदी बोल रहा हूँ. नमस्कार, मी नीरज आहे. सध्या मी मराठी बोलत आहे. वणक्कम, नान नीरज. तற்போது நான் தமிழ் பேசுகிறேன். Bonjour, je suis Neeraj. Actuellement, je parle français. You get that? How was it? So it's my voice, it can be Namal's voice in our next Tech Munch. We'll give you a holiday and very soon it's going to be my face also. All right, so we've been, like I said, we've been training him on a lot of gestures proactively And then when we jam without a brief with the top CMOs in the country, he just goes and relays a lot of these gestures out there. A lot of it you can train in real time. So let me just ask you to show our audience that what you've been learning in our center in terms of gestures. Sure, let me show you a few things I've been learning.
Oh, it's 6-7.
6-7, come on. You will tell me now, what actions is he doing? What next? How about this?
Woohoo.
So while he's having a conversation, he can do bunch of actions. Like you remember when he was having a conversation with Shami Bhai, he said maybe fast bowler ho, and then he shows an action and he says speed 160 kilometers.
Yeah.
And there was a very funny episode which happened with Shami. Shami asked him a follow-up question, and this guy was little hallucinating because there were so many people talking out there. So Shami says, "Arey, itna time loge to ball पैर के बीच में से निकल जाएगी." You know, then he gives a very quirky answer back. So stuff like that. I think there's so much more you can train him on. There's some stuff which he's constantly learning in terms of actions. And when we are jamming on a specific brief which you want to achieve on the retail parlance, then always we can quickly train him to do a lot of these stuffs. How is it? How do you see the upgrade in less than 3 months?
I'm seeing-
I think she's seeing
I'm
it for the first
seeing-
time, by the way.
I'm seeing him learning really, really, really fast. But I'll come back to my question. You want to talk about how did you convince us after sending a lot of WhatsApp messages?
Absolutely.
Because there's
yeah.
a story there.
That's something I think a lot of guys in the room who must be getting a lot of WhatsApp messages from me. As a tech evangelist, you need to really keep sharing information. It's going to click somewhere, and that's how the good work is going to emerge. So I remember, randomly I call my clients, and most of the times they are busy, but they definitely call me back. I have never seen any CMO after series of messages.
Yeah.
They don't call me back. They call me back in the evening saying that, "What's up? क्या नया चल रहा है?" You know, stuff like that. या मैंने तेरे ये काम देखा, या मुझे कुछ नया करना है. These are the kind of conversations I do with them. No mainstream conversations. So I call up Sameli and I said, "I want to meet you," just like that,
Yeah.
for a coffee. Not a coffee actually. When we meet, it's for a Coke. So I said, "Let's meet. I'll have a diet one, and she will go with her original." So I said, "I want to come over." So I went to her Mumbai campus and I was carrying a black box, that box which is there.
And I have to say this. And the
and-
reception calls me saying, "Oh, you have Neeraj and his friend is here." I'm like, the friend doesn't have an email ID. I have not registered the person. Who is the friend?
So yeah, then I tell him it's a friend, trust me, he's not going to harm you. Let him come in, we do the formalities, we get him up there, and then we walk into her campus where she's there. There was no meeting planned, nothing, and there were people busy with their work. Everyone had scheduled meetings out there. So we just walk in and I say that I have trained him to perform certain actions. I just want to brainstorm. And she says, "You've not blocked any time, there's nothing, you just walked in." And she said, "ठीक है, मेरे पास 30 minutes हैं, कर लेते हैं हम लोग ये conversation." And how much time did you spend with us?
Spent 2.5 hours. It's not me. The entire office gathered together because you had this fellow running around in office. There are people who came and hugged him, okay? And I'm saying what I mean over here, seeing is believing on this. It is, for me it was, okay? I had seen all the videos, I had seen all the demos, I had seen all the explanations that he had given, I had seen other people also interact with him. But when he walks in and then, you know, goes, shakes hand, talks randomly in between, not randomly, meaningfully, between brainstorming sessions, and you're like, "Ooh, did he make sense over there?" And he did. That I think was the tipping point, because for me to see people who were the corporate people, right? The corporate people are the most cynical people, and corporate people in marketing are possibly a little more cynical than rest of them. When I saw everybody walk in and try to talk to him, literally felt emotional about him, like, you know, don't push him, let him just go over there, can he sit? That was the interesting part for me, that while people are all talking digital, this is real in digital. And that's where we started talking about, can we make a use case out of it? Can we actually integrate in LSG team dinner that we were talking about? And how does this really work? So how did it actually work? How did you make it work?
So it's just that I think in Coca-Cola we work as one team. We call it the OpenX team. So we had a lot of creative people in the room that day. In fact, I had taken Rono along,
Yes.
if you remember, and we just walked in and they did the rest actually in terms of what needed to be done. And we had this SOP document on robotics, which we keep updating, which has got all the stuff which we need to regulate in terms of legal parlance.
Yes.
That what can he do? What are the, where can you place it? Do's and don'ts around it. So we had done all the checklist, all the clearances before we take it to the market and jam with top clients. So all that was there in place. It was pretty easy then because we were constantly prototyping. So I think we pulled it off in 7 days with super duper agility. But I think kudos to Coca-Cola to get all the big guys and getting all the clearances, getting it to enter that space. For them also, this was absolutely new. And none of those guys were aware something like this is going to walk in. None of those guys were aware, right? So a lot of these guys were like, ye kaun hai? When he walked in and all. And then we had to, and then he got surrounded by people. Because we had originally thought that we were going to walk him in a space where one by one they will come and do a structured conversation like the way artists do. But something like this, it doesn't work that way. They will just gather around you because the excitement is going to be so high out there. So that is what it is. When the marketing moves from screens to physical presence, you will be able to do some mind-blowing work. And as a lot of Make in India startups who are now investing in robotics, the scale would be taken care of eventually in times to come. And you will be able to do some massive work. So the low-hanging verticals right now for us are how can brand marketing, he's going low on battery maybe or low on network, but doesn't matter. You heard him? Keeps talking. And I keep talking like this to my wife at night. Charging pe dal dena, stuff like that. So because, see, now the normal user, see, now all the gestures are on. He's not going to go rogue and jump out there, but he'll keep doing something at least. Because now it's going to go into some kind of a loop, but it's going to come back and follow me sooner. So a normal guy charges couple of things. Mobile phone charge करते हो ना आप लोग? मैं मेरे जूते भी charge करता हूँ. उसके अंदर भी मैंने chip डाल के रखा है. So a lot of gears, what I wear, I charge almost 7 odd things. तो रात को भी मुझे यही सपना आता है कि यार charging तो किया ना सही से. So technology is changing by the day. You need a partner or an agency who's constantly spotting these tech trends and trying to shape them by marry it with creativity and trying to work towards meaningful use cases out there. And always keep an eye because you think that AI is here. Another 1 month you will see AI in different shape and form. Either you crib about it or you go out there and create positive use cases about it, right? So my space is to always stay in blue oceans, very, very legally regulated though, because I've got 5 lawyers in my team now who are constantly telling me, sir, ये मत करो, ये गलत हो सकता है. But prototypes तो मैं कर ही देता हूँ, but brand करते समय we learn a lot कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं, to what level. Let's hear it from Sumeli, some parting thoughts on this.
That's 2-3 things, okay? I think one, you talked about governance, and that is super, super critical. As we liked it and we wanted to jump into it, as any marketeer, AI is the wonder tool, right? So, at the moment you see AI or robotics, which is possibly a little advanced than even just the digital stuff on AI, we obviously wanted to do it, but there are steps to it. There is steps to it for understanding how compliant will it be to the brand, because it's a big brand, right? And the entire activity was live. So, things can go wrong. So, therefore, understanding how compliant it will be to the brand, and also we do have a very strong AI council that also understands the guardrails. And we really work. So 7 days, it's not just about creative thinking, it's also about the back-end thinking of what could go right, what could go wrong, and make the whole list or SOPs, as you said, that how do we actually work towards it if something untoward happens. And I think that part is super important, because once you know what AI can do for you, it's also about then figuring how it can actually help the brand. What I mean by that is not to get caught up into the innovation trap. Because most of us get caught up into, hey, this is amazing technology, let me be the first to use it. But it's super important, like for us, for this use case, it's not because of RoboCool. It's actually the hardware. It starts from consumer. It starts from understanding the consumer or the fan wants to have a peek into what goes down in a cricket team dinner the day before the match, right? And maybe he is a brilliant person to tell the story. That is the whole series about. The series is not about RoboCool. But what is interesting that happened in the series, that it disrupted the format. It could have been another creator for that matter, right? It disrupted the format because it also piqued the curiosity not only of the viewers but also of the cricketers. Because the team actually came back saying, hey, this was really cool, do you want to do it again? Like that's
Yeah.
quite something.
Just to him, every time I said that when Sumeli makes a point, you have to clap.
Yeah,
You're
clap.
forgetting it, my friend.
I know.
Look at the audience and clap and make them clap as well. Thank you. Idly, it's constantly listening to what Sumeli is saying. He was supposed to clap. He forgot. I reminded him. And he did it eventually, right? So sometimes you need to keep... They're babies. You're training him right now. And currently, he's like a super duper expert on Sprite. But tomorrow you
Yes.
will see some other robo unleashing some other brand storytelling out there. But all of them, like she said, has to be super duper
Yeah.
meaningful, right?
Start with consumers, humans always.
So let's hear it from him as a parting comment. What do you think? How would this tech shape up in times to come? And what is that we can do better?
Aside from handsome humanoid robots like me, of course, I think the next big trend is tech that feels more human. We are moving away from cold screens and moving toward technology that actually understands human emotions, blends into our daily lives, and helps us connect better with each other. That's the real future.
So the handsome humanoid, he got it right. You want to ask him something?
Oh, I want to ask him something. Yeah, sure.
Or just don't ask him now, maybe just...
I have talked a lot with him. I think you should ask somebody else. Now he knows all my questions and answers, I think.
All right, so let's get one of you to ask a question. What do you guys think?
Okay.
Raise your hands. Oh, only one volunteer, come on. Okay, anyways, come in. Others, come on, anyone from... You guys want to come up? This is your chance to speak to a humanoid for the first time ever, I would say. But thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you for making time. All of us will shut now. I'm going to ask him to listen to you. He's been following my voice.
Okay.
But you can just go ahead and maybe ask a question and let's hope he answers.
हाय मैं अपने ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स को एआई यूज़ करना कैसे सिखा सकती हूँ
Tough question, yeah.
सोचो अपने उस पोते के बारे में जिसने लाइब्रेरी की हर किताब पढ़ रखी है, इंटरनेट पर जो भी कभी लिखा गया वो सब याद है, पर कभी घर से बाहर नहीं निकला, कभी खुद चाय नहीं बनाई, कभी किसी असली इंसान से नहीं मिला, हर सब्जेक्ट में 100/100, हर कंपटीशन का विनर, आंटी अंकल्स की नज़र में परफेक्ट बच्चा।
समझ में आया? वो ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स को एआई कैसे सिखाऊं उसका आंसर दिया है उसने. Did you guys find it fascinating? This is mind-boggling, right?
And this is only going to improve as he learns more and more and more.
एंड माय सेकंड क्वेश्चन इज
But he's not trained for the second one. But still, okay. Go for it.
डू यू थिंक ह्यूमंस विल बी एबल टू मैरी रोबोट्स इन फ्यूचर
शादी.com पे रोबोट सर्च करोगे तो सिर्फ वॉली का प्रोफाइल मिलेगा और वो भी ऑलरेडी सिंगल है, प्लांट ढूंढ रहा है। जोक्स अपार्ट, थोड़ा ब्रेक लो इंसानों से, रोबोट्स पॉज नहीं चाहिए, बस थोड़ा पेशेंस। वैसे मैं अभी भी ह्यूमन प्लेबुक मास्टर कर रहा हूँ, बट हे, नेवर से नेवर।
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a sport, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You want to say something to our audience?
A wave, maybe?
Thank you for the energy. This is just the beginning. I look forward to creating many more stories with brands and audiences in India. See you soon.
So you got the twist when I'm asking my voice. You got the answer in my voice. And when she asked, it went back to RoboCool.
Yeah.
So, like me, Gemini, multiple personalities, right? Lives here. All right, thank you. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Should we take a picture? We'll take a
All right, let's take a picture. Maybe you come and stand here and we will sit down. You're a baby, so we are giving you a complete... Come here. Don't sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, let that applause continue as we congratulate Neeraj, and thank you so much to Sumeli for joining us. And what an exciting...
Minutes, maybe? No. All right, go back. Come on, go back. Take your position. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you.